Welcome, artists. Hope you're not squeamish, or this is gonna be a tough day for you.
Ooh, you kidding me?
Ugh, I hate bugs so much. Oh, God. There are millions of eyeballs.
Dude, I don't like bugs. Bottom line, I hate them, they're gross.
Congratulations on earning a shop, but this competition is just beginning. The 16 of you will now battle it out for $100,000 and the title of Ink Master. We begin each week with a flash challenge. This week, we are testing dimension.
Dimension is making the tattoo look like it's sitting above the skin, making your tattoo have depth.
For this flash challenge, you must tattoo a bug. You've been randomly assigned a human canvas and your subject matter, a scorpion or a tarantula.
Oh, dude, I hate spiders.
But here's the catch. You must shoot your own reference photo. To get the perfect photo, you must get up close and personal with the bug that you're tattooing. You will have to handle it.
I don't like bugs. They bite, they're poisonous.
This challenge is a nightmare.
The winner of this challenge will assign all human canvases for the Elimination tattoo. You have 2 hours to get your reference photo and complete your tattoo. If it doesn't look like your bug is crawling on your canvas, you're screwed. Your time starts now.
So I'm not entirely sure if we're gonna be doing this, but we're gonna see what it looks like. I have a lot of blurry photos, and I'm scared. If I don't think it's gonna look good as a tattoo, I'm not gonna do it on you. The stakes are high with this. I can't up.
"30 minutes to go, everybody."
Have you ever done any bugs like this before?
Oh, scorpion? Hell yeah.
This is my first tattoo. I'm really excited to see how I stack up against the competition. I want to validate America voting me back.
It's a bit rudimentary of a design. Should have gone a little bigger, but I was scared, Chief.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That is it. Time's up, machine's down. No more ink.
I'm worried because mine is potentially the worst. I am freaking out.
Maddie.
I like the gradation in the shadow itself, from the black to the gray, to really give it that dimension. I think it was a great job.
Thanks.
Scott.
Drastic difference between the scorpion and the shadow gives it the dimension that we're looking for.
Melissa.
You did a really good job picking a pose. Getting the right angle of this is a very good start. The shadows give it a good dimension on which way this thing is going.
Bubba.
The shadows go in the right direction. It does give it the dimension that we're looking for. My complaint is you have a streaky, sketchy-looking shadow that doesn't have that powdery, soft smoothness.
Halo.
You have some really heavy dark, but I think as this thing lightens, it's a good way to capture your dimension with a bit of the texture in the front claws, and then how the outside of the scorpion actually looks a little bit beveled.
Ashley.
This thing's small and cluttered.
I had a lot of trouble getting just the right picture. A lot of them were coming out like super dark, so I kind of like freaked out.
This competition does exactly this to you, and it takes you out of your element, out of your comfort zone. I think you had some issues.
Right, I kind of panicked. Internally, I'm beating myself up enough, and I don't need their
Randy.
It's a lot of soft, furry little details, but no real structure. This definitely needs a forced outline.
Roland.
A lot of clean little details and a lot of deliberate lines. It's a lot better than I thought it was gonna be. Dealing with the darker skin is always tricky. I feel like you left an adequate amount of highlights to contrast with the black.
Thank you.
King Ruck.
You put in a pretty clean outline on this. It got a little cluttered on the inside, so now you gotta try to just clean it up.
Keith.
The shadow's just a little bit weird. There's a lot of legs that don't give a shadow.
David.
Instead of trying to do this crazy photorealistic portrait, you just go in and do the tattoo as a tattoo. You did less and made it more. That's a great choice.
Lydia.
I would say overall, the dimension in this tattoo, as the spider goes back, you should feel a little more of the depth and the darkness of that, and it would make that softer gray shadow you have underneath it really pop.
Jay.
If you bring the texture of that scorpion alive and the claws, but you don't really give it dimension, and the legs are all tight together, it just doesn't give it the lift from the skin.
Sausage.
You did hit some nice dimension up in the tail.
But it is really dark, and the shadow kind of overpowers the image a little bit.
Jim.
The tarantula could have been a little darker, and the shadow could have been a little lighter, so they stood apart from each other.
If you would have used more black in the actual body itself, it would have made it more readable.
Kyle, nice to have you tattooing on this competition.
The tattoo's too little. If the tattoo was bigger and you had a little more space for the scorpion itself to be readable, that would have added a lot more dimension to that really heavy black cast shadow. It's hard to read what that is.
I'm back in hell again. Oh yes, it is a competition, it's pressure, it's high stakes, and maybe I wasn't as prepared as I thought I was going to be.
Hone in on a top 3.
I would say Halo is definitely one of them. The shading was very nice, and there was a definite separation from the shadow to the actual bug itself.
Melissa, her nice soft shadow gave it just a little bit of lift off the skin, and I think she did a good job.
Maddie did the best shadow. With that nice gradation in the shadow, really made that dimension believable.
Somebody who struggled a lot today, Ashley.
The biggest disappointment of the day for me, she got rattled, and she looks pretty upset about it.
I'll tell you who I'm surprised with, Kyle. Kyle supposedly is the guy that America wanted back. Those outlines on his tattoo were scratchy.
So it's clear that we know who the bottom of the field is, and I think we have a winner. Want to let him know? Let's do it. Today, we ask you to show dimension by tattooing a bug that actually looks like it's crawling on your canvas. Some of you succeeded. Melissa.
Yours stood out as just being simple and clean and legible.
Thank you.
Maddie.
You did a really nice shadow on it. It showed a lot of dimension, and it was very clean.
Thank you.
Halo.
The detail you put into the front of the scorpion, all the texture in the claws, and then the tail coming back around, I think is an effect that a lot of people went for today, but didn't capture.
Thank you.
The judges have decided the winner of today's Flash Challenge is Halo.
Overall, it was a great execution, great placement.
Thank you guys very much.
For this Flash Challenge, once again, coaches, you will be tattooing.
All right, bro.
This week, we're testing technical application.
Technical application is pretty much how you put the ink into the skin.
Today, you must create a micro-realistic insect tattoo.
Micro-realistic insect.
In an area no bigger than 2 inches by 2 inches, it will take the application skills of a master to flawlessly apply every microscopic detail. Okay, coaches, you have 2 hours, and your time starts now.
So the first thing I'm gonna do is try to give you a praying mantis.
It has to be like 2 inches, like
Everything has to be 2 inches,
Damn.
bro. Yeah.
2 inches might be too small for brain mantis. Praying mantis are big. To make it that small, you lose everything.
Steve and I, we don't see eye to eye all the time. Yeah, I've been getting shut down by the guy for ideas over and over again. But we're down to 2 people on Team Steve. If Steve doesn't win this, it could be down to 1.
Look at this. It's a fly, man.
Like, that's really cool. And like, I'm down, I want you guys to win, you know what I mean? So like, I don't really care, honestly.
I'm really trying to give you what you want.
You know what?
With the fly?
Yeah.
Okay. Jeremy and I are still on a little weird spot. He has a lot of ideas. Outside of here, they work great. But in here, it'll just send you to the bottom. We gotta find a way to use some of his ideas, ignore everything else, and then we can move forward. All right, Coach, you tell me today.
Yeah, but that thing is small. I finally get to tattoo another subject matter I have not done before. I don't do micro tattoos.
You can just do a light fade, really, really light, and just let it blend out.
Like that? Okay.
You're killing it, man.
1 hour left.
I just want like a cool 3/4 with a shadow under it. I want a good shine in it.
I think I got these coaches in this challenge.
You got huge contrast, nice deep black.
Are you gonna do more with the eye here? Like more shading on the eye?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do more shading on the eye. I just wanted to get the detail in first, you know?
I know Steve can pull out a win.
Good looking out.
He's been the underdog, I think, when it comes to the coaches. You know, he's old school. He's been tattooing for a long time, but he's shown that he can beat them on any day.
It needs black off the tip.
Yep.
Yeah.
No matter how hard Steve and Anthony work today, DJ is the king of micro-realism, and no one can touch that.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Machine's down. Time is up. No more ink.
I love it, dude. That is awesome.
Amazing, man. You got a lot of detail in there. Definitely between you and DJ.
Check out your bug.
What?
Oh, that's dope.
Hopefully we win this one.
Because if we do, everybody's.
All right, brother, take a look, man.
This is really cool. There's a lot of detail in it.
I love it.
Killed it, bro.
Well, hopefully, bro. Let's do that again. Ready? Jesus Christ,
Just do it. Just do it. High five.
All right, bro. Jesus Christ. The motley crew that is my team.
All right, guys, it is time to critique your work. Anthony, let's start with you.
We set out to do a clean tattoo, and we're able to deliver that. The application in this tattoo is really smooth. There's no redness, there's no trauma. Everything's deliberate. More than anything, it looks like a believable insect.
The segments are really defined. It's tiny, but the details are big enough to stand clear.
The drop shadow is really nice under the translucent wings. So you still get the effect of these wings being detailed, yet they give off this little bit of shadow, which you got perfectly.
Thanks.
My biggest fear right now is DJ's beetle didn't allow the opportunity to have some of the extra textures that Anthony was able to put in between the fur and the translucence of the wings.
DJ.
Really like it, man. It's super tight, super clean. You went with a realistic take on this thing. It looks really slick. The stuff you put on the back of the beetle shell has a really great look to it.
It looks like you could drag your finger over it, feel the texture, how you juxtapose the gray to the black to the gray to the black so that you can see the bending turns is a real feather in your cap.
It really does have a three-dimensional look. It looks like it could be actually sitting on her leg.
Thanks, guys.
Might be throwing a bunch of golden bullets at me.
Steve.
I really like this tattoo, and I really like how it somehow looks like your style in there. It looks evil. It has a little evil face to it. Getting away from the mantis was the best choice.
And this thing is every bit of detail. This magnified take on this thing is almost ominous. I mean, it really suits your style, but then at the same time, every leg, every line, every little thing on this thing is flawless.
Thanks.
I'm feeling a little bit better about Steve. He showed me some respect, and that goes a long way to me. I respect him a little bit more.
Seeing you three compete against one another, we're in for a hell of a ride. Guys, we need to determine a winner.
I think outright DJ's looks the most like a tattoo. It looks like you could pick it up, chuck it, and the thing will just be solid.
Steve's is more of like a technical drawing.
It's like a science drawing.
A science drawing of a blown-up flag.
I'm torn between Steve and DJ.
I mean, Anthony put in multiple textures. Those translucent wings give that really soft drop shadow. Plus, the connection of every single leg is really well detailed. I'm leaning towards Anthony.
I'm gonna go with Anthony.
The judges have decided the winner of today's Flash Challenge is Anthony.
Nice. Thank you, guys.
Are you kidding me? I can't believe Anthony beat me. I cannot win.
This week, we're testing adaptability.
Oh, I like that.
Adaptability is really important because sometimes you don't get to do what you're good at. Sometimes you have to do things that are out of your realm of comfort.
To become Ink Master, you must be able to tattoo anything that is thrown at you, no matter who designs it.
Oh, shit.
Ooh.
So today, the men will design for the women.
Shit.
And the women will design for the men.
These girls are gonna be ruthless with us.
Each of you must create a line drawing. Each artist will then choose a line drawing designed by the opposite sex to tattoo.
Oh, damn.
There is no limit to the number of times a design can be chosen.
Oh.
Strategy is crucial because this is your chance to take out a member of the opposite sex. Good luck.
They gave us some pretty stupid designs.
There's a wizard, and then there's a spider, and then there's the American traditional horse, and then there's the dragon.
Do what's calling to you. Yeah, I don't know. All of them suck. None of them are calling to me.
We're doing a cute little tarantula today. How precious, it's adorable, is he?
Today you had to prove your adaptability by tattooing a line drawing designed by the opposing team. But your battle to stay in this competition isn't over yet.
Oh my God.
In this war, you never know when karma might come back to bite you.
Oh my, I feel so scared.
You designed a line drawing to take out a member of the opposite sex. But hopefully you didn't dish out more than you can handle.
What does that mean?
Because each of you must tattoo your own line drawing.
Oh, shit.
Thank Jesus.
You'll have 6 hours to tattoo. Your canvases have been randomly assigned. And based on both of your tattoos, one of you will be eliminated.
So we don't even get a critique yet.
This is gonna be your chance for you guys to show how they should have properly been done. Now it's your time to shine with your own work.
Head into the shop and good luck.
I love the freedom of tattooing. It's like, I actually like doing this.
It's like you found your passion, you went after it. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Danny went like real earthy with like browns and oranges. I'm gonna go with a completely different extreme, just do something more like bright and bold and colorful and kind of try to outshine Danny.
Oh, purple spider. You made him look more like plasticky, like a toy.
Yeah. I think you did a good job. That's why I was like, do I risk doing the same thing and potentially myself? Or do I just say it and go completely different?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Machine's down. Time is up. No more ink.
That's it for today.
Hell yeah. Colors are awesome.
This week, you had to demonstrate adaptability, tattooing another artist's line drawing and your own design. All right, Danny, you tattooed Jake's design.
Very simple color palette, nothing real dynamic, but I think the way you did it came out pretty strong, pretty legible.
I don't like you picking the drawing. To do something that's this simple, it's not a winning pick.
And I think that the creativity that she put into her own line drawing has to count for something.
I see an A in the witch, and I see a C in the spider. This is the time where you hit the gas. This is where you go out swinging.
Assuming I'm next.
That's a passing grade. It's a passing grade.
Jake, let's have a look at the tattoo that you drew.
It's not a challenging tattoo. That's not a strong enough design for you to stand up here and win.
And knowing that you drew it, I would expect you to have a really solid plan on how to make this thing super legible, but the color tones you chose are very alike. It just gets muddy, man.
She did something very similar to what I would approached, and so I said it and try to do something completely different.
Danny's is definitely more legible. Leaving the web open left a little bit more room to see the spots between each leg.
I agree.
In a battle this fierce, 1 weak link puts your entire team at risk. Midwest and South, your teams failed to secure safety, but each of you will have one last chance to save yourself from elimination by facing off against each other.
I thought so.
West and East, because your teams proved your consistency and are safe from elimination, you will choose the style and subject they must tattoo.
Let's give them a fair fight.
Yes.
I can only imagine what they're coming up with.
We're gonna find out how they feel about us.
I like it. Yeah.
We all agree?
Yeah, we all agree.
All right, Jimmy, what subject and style must these artists tattoo?
Illustrative insects.
Insects are awesome. There's so many different things you can do. You wanted a chance to go and do something on your own. This is it. Come out swinging.
All right.
The face-off is set. Your canvases are completely open, and tomorrow you will have 6 hours to tattoo. And based on your work, one of you will also be packing your machines. Head back to the loft and get ready for the face-off. Good luck.
Thank you.
Artists, this is your last chance to save yourself from elimination. You have 6 hours to tattoo an illustrative insect, and your time starts now.
For me, when I think of praying mantis, I think of a nun. And anytime I see a nun, I think of bondage. It's just how it works.
I was wondering where the nun thing came from.
Praying mantis.
Praying mantis.
Yeah. When you think about nuns, you think about kink.
Yeah.
I've hit that point now where I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna have fun with what I do. So if I were to go out, at least it's something that was fun.
The kinky tattoo artist.
That's right. My canvas is excited about her new bondage tattoo. So I'll have a fun time explaining it to her boyfriend. For sure.
The judges are gonna have a hard time.
I really like Kelly's. The only thing, I don't feel like it needs those extra mushrooms at the top.
He's really swinging for the fences.
This is my first time in the bottom in the competition so far.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to seem overly confident, but I feel good about doing insects. I want to take all the chances. I want to take all the risks. I have an arsenal of wizardry ready to impress.
Kelly, man, that shit rules.
Thanks.
That's some magic shit, man.
There's a little bit of magic in the air, telling me I'll be here for a while.
4 hours left, guys. 4 hours left.
You gonna line the whole thing, or you gonna do more of like a...
I'm gonna line the whole thing, but I'm gonna do some variants and line weights. It's a lot of pressure because if I go home, there's no more South, it's just Jason. Keep the smaller parts so I don't lose any detail on them. Going to college, I joined a fraternity, and teamwork is crucial to me. I wouldn't want to leave my brother stranded by himself. And I don't want to go home. I'm not ready to go home yet.
You gonna color it like this one?
Uh-huh. Yeah, but I'm punch it in there, though.
Yeah.
Money Mike, he's barely left the building. Nobody knew that this double elimination was coming. We can't risk losing any more players in this competition.
You know, they don't like white like that.
Mm-hmm, I know.
I think he's aware.
They don't like that color palette either. They don't.
I
I mean, but here's the thing. If my line work is clean and my color's in there solid, who gives a if they like it or not? I don't give a shit.
You're playing a whole different game.
South is the smallest team, but we are not giving up.
You're just a giant walking middle finger.
Oh, yeah.
I definitely have a lot to prove today. Starting my career in the tattoo industry, being so young, there's a lot of people that didn't take me seriously, so I always had to constantly prove myself. It's the same thing here.
Yeah, I'm not around today. Proving people wrong is fun.
The last couple critiques I've gotten have not been good. I have a fire lit under me. I gotta nail this tattoo. There he goes again.
Oh my gosh, he's moving everywhere.
Sorry.
Are you good?
Yeah, go for it.
Sure. All right.
Oh, it's my turn. Oh.
My canvas has not stopped moving since I started tattooing. When you're home, you have all the time you need to make sure they're comfortable. But when there is a clock and all this pressure on you and you have a chance of going home,
oh, it burns so much.
Everything that canvas does just adds to the pressure.
Frank might not finish, and he's already taken like 3 breaks. Is he taking another one? No way.
I have to finish this tattoo.
I don't freak out yet.
This is your final hour. 1 hour remains.
I don't like Jake's. The crown is a gray, new school. You have to have dimension. And second, it has to be bright.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Machine's down. Time is up, and no more ink.
We're done now, man.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. It's on point. You know, it's like I'm glad you got through it. That was the most important part.
Does it?
Everything the judges don't like about tattoos, I put it in there.
Except perfect application.
Exactly.
I was worried about Jake, but the majority somehow passed him.
Yeah.
That race for the bottom, it is beat up.
He sculpted almost all of the lines. Line next to line next to line, probably on top of line, on top of line. You know what I mean?
And he hit it more than once, and then as soon as he wipes,
Trenches. Never know what's gonna happen.
You never know what's gonna happen.
Never know.
Jason's all by himself on flash challenges.
It's kind of funny. Like, I can't help it.
At least he won't be running around talking shit.
We'll have any time.
He won't have time.
Today, the Midwest and the South had to face off against each other, and you were being tested on consistency. Based on your work, one of you will be packing your machines. Let's see how you did. Midwest, let's start with you. Kelly. I'm really blown away by the creativity here. It's a great illustration. I love that you can have an insect in the background coming down a ledge into the foreground and pull that off with such great precision and detail.
And what I really like is that you have variance within the body. That gives us this flow and this movement. I like the highlight and the break that you put in that. It really gives it a nice turn and a nice light. This is a fun one to look at.
Thanks, guys.
You did great, man.
Next up is Jordan.
Where have you been all competition? I mean, this is a much better tattoo than I've seen so far. As far as your shading goes, I like the fact that the cicada is darker than the flowers. You have a nice balance. You go from dark to light to dark.
You always say that you do good line work, and we've been waiting to see it. This line work does look very consistent, super smooth everywhere.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.
Jarrell.
Well, I love the creativity of this design and the simplicity of it. Looks like an insect right off the bat. Then the subtle little inferences you added to it with the little ropes and the ball gag and the habit gives a very cool little touch.
One of the tricks of the trade is being able to use this much black in such a small area and still see what everything is, and you do that really well here.
Thanks, guys.
Hell yeah.
My guy.
Frank.
Definitely has a very illustrative graphic design look to it. All the little detail lines are very consistent. Your color saturation, there's a little bit of variance just in a couple areas where you undershaded with gray and then put the blue over top, but it created a lot of cool textures. Definitely one of the coolest, most wicked insects that we see today.
Cool.
Jake.
It's got a cool motion to it. It's got a cool anatomy. I love what you did with the wings, that really bright blue highlight to skin. But the sore thumb in this tattoo is the crown. Your outline gets a little wavery on the crown. Your black shading gets a little rough. It looks out of place with the rest of the tattoo.
I understand what you're saying, but I didn't necessarily want it to be a focal point.
I like your drawing. I like it a lot better than yesterday's drawing, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Let's fight. South, you're up. Jason.
Today, consistency, you really show up with your color. The whole tattoo is very consistent because your black is very graphic, very strong. Your delivery is all consistent. I like the style. I like the imagery. I like the little pop of white that you put in there. If you can get it in to look like house paint, good for you. When you put black in properly and you lay in a strong outline and you make it wall to wall, it just looks so good on skin.
Jordy.
I like this image. I like the drawing. The color palette is very rich and bright, but I wish that there was open skin in this tattoo.
It's very rare that you'll hear me say it's too solid, it's too much, but it's really, really packed. It could definitely use a couple of breaks where you just let this thing breathe a little bit. It would really go a long way for you. Today is gonna be a tough one because somebody's gotta go home on something that could typically keep you in the game.
Whoever goes home, as long as it's on Midwest. We're feeling awful small over here.
You can get one smaller.
Oh, you don't want to push me in that corner.
If we're judging on consistency, Frank's tattoo. The wings on it, some of them are whip shaded out and some of them are mag dragged. Some of those parts up there aren't as consistent as they could be.
I had to agree with everything that Bob says. That's probably bottom tattoo.
I definitely would have done more. My guy wouldn't stop moving, and he was gonna give up on me, so I finished my tattoo, and I like it.
I hate it.
Design-wise, Jordy is one of my least favorite of the 7. I would have loved to see this tattoo a little bit more dynamic. I wish that this thing had a little bit more breathability to it.
If everybody feels mine's the worst one, I wouldn't have a problem with that today.
That, no, send somebody on the Midwest home. Send Jake home. Shit.
You guys asked me to step up to the plate. Jordy still has inconsistencies of getting that color where it needed to be.
It's tricky. Jordy overly produced, but what is wall to wall is solid. Juxtapose that to Jake's, you see a lot of wavering moments. If you match those reds to Jordy's reds, Jordy gets them.
I need a final decision.
Jake to go home.
The judges have decided, Jake, you do not have what it takes to be Ink Master.
You're not going out on a bad tattoo.
Please pack your machines and close shop.